Alrighty guys, welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video. Today we're going to be going over what possibly could be a look at the next celebration or what the next celebration could be geared around. So currently the banner is going to finish in about 5 days for Carnival Broly, and that would effectively end this not GDC, but this Transcendent Dokkan campaign. The replacement for Tanabata is going to end around, I'd say, the 30th. I mean, they're going to have the summon tickets go on longer, but we're expecting the next Dokkan Fest to get released, or get his teaser at least, as early as the 28th to about like the first, maybe at least, to get like some general like look at what this Dokkan Fest is going to be, because we think it's going to be the second, third, or fourth of October that one of the new characters are going to release in. Last year it was the third. Year before that it was, I think, the second. So I think they're following the same trend of it being around the same time period. Now, if we go off of like the EZAs, like the oldest character to EZA right now that hasn't EZA'd is Golden Frieza. This list hasn't been updated, but so far in 2020, these four are EZA'd. He's already been EZA'd. With the last one in 2020 would be the Transforming Tournament of Power Golden Frieza, or base form Frieza, Angel Frieza that goes into Golden Frieza, but he's from the Tournament of Power, so we don't know. Maybe Omatsu wants to run back Tournament of Power one more time. I mean, it wouldn't be a crazy thing to get another Tournament of Power buff. I know a lot of people like want to hold off on something like this. Like I know we just got like Kale and Khalifa like a couple of months ago, but even at that, I feel like just some more, standalone Tournament of Power characters can definitely hold a celebrations hype. And plus, they didn't get their fusion. They don't fuse in either one of these attacks. So Frieza is a good option. I don't know if they're going to run Frieza, though, for the next celebration, only because they did have him headline this campaign as the original unit. It's a Gogeta tag Frieza, or Frieza tag Gogeta, however you want to put it. The next oldest in 2021 would be Tapion Minosha. Then the GT duo already EZA'd. Then it would go down to Super 17. Then it would be the Dead Zone characters, the Dead Zone movie characters, Gohan and Gohan with the background with Piccolo and Krillin, and then obviously Piccolo and Goku as the duo unit. These guys already EZA'd. You two have already EZA'd. You two down here have EZA'd, being the one of the more hype units that got overshadowed because of like how good this unit was right here, the androids. I could see the androids getting a celebration tied directly towards them. They have a lot of like animations that are unused in their own special, plus and like Kakarot has a lot of good animations that is unused for that arc as well. And then we have this character that is like desperately, they were almost dead on arrival because of how niche they were. But this Gohan character, for a lot of people, it was always like a want. It was a want to have this character, especially because of like what they're trying to depict, like where in the show they're trying to depict. And it's the tag, or yes, it would be the exchange, revival exchange, Gohan and Trunks. It's the one from the future, the special arc where he's fighting the androids. Unfortunately, though, you swap into just Gohan, and it's not the bad thing. The only thing is we don't have another character that's like the Trunks that gets the cool animation, or who gets the transformation scene after seeing Gohan. Obviously kick the bucket. But getting this unit in EZA around maybe like a new Gohan / Trunks tag unit. They've been spamming the mechanic the whole year, so they can just add another tag unit to that list and it would be amazing for them. It's a future saga character, so this would actually buff. They would actually be buffed by having one of the best units in the game, that being the Goku and Vegeta tag. Those units are they're crazy. I still think there's one unit still that is atop the mountain, but you can't go wrong with saying this is one of the best units in the game. And for people that haven't read their kit well, they just need a Future Saga ally or Super Class. So if we get a new version of this character, you know, busted as they are, instead of it being exchanged into Gohan, it's an exchange into Trunks who transforms, and we actually don't have that Trunks. I don't think in game. Like I don't think that we have the Trunks that transforms from that direct moment as like a playable card, like a TUR, or that's like good. I think we only have like just, I think it's a SSR, but I think it goes into another. I think it goes into another character. Like it awakens into another character. Let me see. I might be able to put it up on the screen if I'm not able to find it, because I definitely remember seeing that Trunks, and it's like, oh, they don't actually have, like, you know, him in his like transformed state. I want to say it's this guy. No, 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 not this guy. Not this guy. Not the LR. Where is this? This guy. Then yes, him right here. So he actually just awakens into the one that comes back from the future, but this transformation scene in Dragon Ball is probably one of the better ones that we don't actually have. It's Trunks' original transformation scene in the Android Saga that he when he, you know, pulls up and defeats Frieza, and then it's this one, because this one is dope as hell, because like he's powering up, and then like he's clenching his fist, the rain is falling, and then the transformation sequence is just so beautiful in the background with the nice color palettes and stuff like that. Dokkan can definitely revitalize like the people's love for Trunks with that especially, and I think a celebration tied around them would be cool, because you get this character getting his EZA. Not only that, you can also like mix in this Trunks. He was kind of like weird and wonky, dead on arrival. I would say almost. He was not a great character, is what we'll say. He's not somebody that you're gonna write home about, or the people in Dokkan history will say, yeah, he was good. His base form was heavily like, okay, he needs attacks, because when he gets more attacks, you can get this defense. Of course, defense is better than offense, but when he transforms, mind you, you transform in no later than like turn 5 for him. His transformation is just terrible. It's because they want him to have like all these status down effects. Like, this isn't Legends where like, okay, you can hit an enemy with like a defense down or something like that. A lot of times that can't happen in these tough boss fights, and now we're just losing attack and stuff like that, and he's not even attacking the amount of times he was before. So that just made this Trunks worse, and overall, like, and he has no defensive mechanics, like none at all. Slap some 50% damage reduction, slap guard, or just make him a dodge character. Make him a 70% dodge character or 60%, and give him some percentage buffs with the team being Android / Cell Saga. Make this guy amazing. They do the same thing with this unit. Make this unit a rainbow orb changer. Change this into just all key spheres and lower the amount. Boost this up by a ton. Give him at like standalone 50% damage reduction. If you're gonna do that, then he's gonna have like 58, you know, and then he's gonna get this additional one. He's gonna boost up to 64 or no 66. That would be much better for him as well. And then he's a revive character, so he brings a revive to all of these teams. I mean, he also has a pseudo scouter. Only reason I say pseudo scouter is because, like, I mean, it's set up so he could get crushed immediately, right? Yeah, he sees the scatter when he's lower in health, and then it's so he can like go in slot 1, get damage, and then come back. He's gonna come back with defense. They're gonna raise this. They're gonna raise this a lot if he EZAs. I could see a celebration going for this character especially. I mean, it's something that they haven't touched on. I mean, the superclass characters in the Future Saga, it probably might be the most underutilized characters in the game, because they jump around so much on which character they actually want to animate, or which character they want to go around. And some of the characters that they choose, they could do a better job, like especially like with the Trunkses that we have. Let's see him. Nope, go right back. I gotta go back to that version of Trunks is actually interesting. I mean, I could pull it up right here too. pull up this Trunks. I mean, standalone versions of him with the nice animations. We don't have the Trunks that pulls up on Android 17 and 18 when he comes back to the future. Granted, the fight is very short. It is not one of the longer fights in Dragon Ball history, but it is animations that are, and especially the way that Kakarot does it, they could get a lot of animations out of this with like the callbacks to him using the Maseko against 17 and Kakarot, and then him with the one hand blast finisher. That's two super attacks down. I mean, heat dome attack, or he could just have himself like with the counter that he does against like Cell, but obviously that's with him having his like armor. That too, I am a little bit. I was worried when they dropped that character, this guy. I was worried when they dropped this in free to play domain unit. It's cool. It's very cool to have like a domain free to play character, but I was looking for this guy to actually get an LR because he fights Cell for like a little bit, but even when he does, the air fight to like or the air palm like attack that he sends at what do they call Cell, and then the heat dome attack is probably the most famous attack that he has. That should have been an LR moment. Me personally, they could always go about like creating another version or another variant of that like Trunks. It wouldn't be too crazy, and it's not something that like people are gonna hate. Definitely, they're gonna want to see a new Trunks anytime we get the chance to. They could also go deeper into the future and redo. Where is he? Is he actually on this page? Yes, I know he's an LR, but they could redo the Sword of Hope. A lot of people don't like, including me. I'm not the biggest fan of how they've animated his like attacks. I feel like 2 years ago maybe that was the hypest thing, but they could definitely go about it in a better way. I was thinking maybe they take a little bit off of something of this original like art or this original style of the character. So technically this should be like Super Saiyan Trunks Rage future, and that would be great because if he started like intro was him the same intro when he's transforms and takes this appearance, that would be cool. And then obviously them giving him a lot of the attacks that he has against Fusion Zamasu at the end, which would be the Sort of Hope, which is I think the better option. You get two characters, basic two like size of a character that we wanted to see. We don't really get to see that in the transforming one that goes all the way, and we don't get to see that the Sort of Hope. And then the only other characters that have the same like form that Trunks is using against Goku Black and Zamasu is this Trunks and like another one. But they don't. Dokkan is doing weird things where they don't specify like, okay, I'm glad he's on Exploding Rage, but this should just be Enraged Trunks because there's a difference between this guy and this guy. Like right now, you couldn't link those two because of the way how Dokkan works. But in all fairness, it really shouldn't matter, only because there's just no good versions of Rage Trunks, and there's no good versions of the Super Saiyan Trunks anyway. So if they add a Rage Trunks, EZA this guy as well, that could be its own little celebration. It helps as well with having, I'd say, one of the top two characters in the game on your team being this Vegeta. I mean, this unit is just going to be busted as long as you have, a character that can, effectively sit in slot 2. They can obviously stack their defense and help them in festival battles and just inflate their stats more than the normal or natural way. But for Future Saga, I think we could do a super class Future Saga if we're not going to do androids particularly. I would like to save the androids as an EZA for later, maybe them getting their own celebration. Other than that, it would be outside of this year if we're not choosing Frieza or the Dead Zone and Minosha group, or we're not choosing the super class versions, super class future characters from Android/Cell Saga. We're on to the 2022 EZAs, and we might be seeing, free Goku and Cooler pretty soon, because I think that, the Carnival LRs for the anniversary that followed are going to be EZA'd in the 11th anniversary. So that means we'd have to get him to go first. and that would soon mean Cooler would follow as well. A couple of units in 2022 of Easy Aid. These three have Easy Aid. These two have Easy Aid. These four have Easy Aid. Let's see. You've Easy Aid, the Power Pole Goku or Path to Power Goku, and then Yamcha's Easy Aid. So that would leave us with the superhero characters, the movie characters, Pan, the Goku and Vegeta from the Resurrection F, the Goku and Gohan from the actual. It's an actually a manga special, but it's a Dokkan original, I guess. But it is like this artwork is from like a manga special version of like Gohan and Goku. Then we have Majin Vegeta with his EZA that hasn't appeared yet, and then we have the Saiyan Saga duo being Raditz, and then of course Goku and Piccolo. The exchange unit, which is kind of ugh. I mean that just has a bad taste in everybody's mouth because of how bad and poorly they made them. But honestly, Chad, I think we have like a look at what could possibly be the next celebration. It's a little bit out there, but it's something that Dokkan definitely could do. We're in a period right now where they've spammed every fusion, they've spammed every possible hype Saiyan character at the moment. So taking a step back and then just doing something a lot lighter, maybe not from the main cast of characters, but somebody like Trunks, Gohan, or future Gohan from that, somebody from a different like arc could work to hold a celebration. And I know some of the EZAs that I mentioned that a lot of people would go for, especially because you have them rainbowed and you just never use these characters, and some of these characters don't get the representation that they deserve. But with that being all said, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like the content, of course, hit the like button and subscribe. If you have any more like, you know, topics you want me to discuss, whether that be top 10s, whether that be next celebration ideas, whether that be discussing updates, drop that in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time.
How dare you defy a god! I will destroy you!
Your fight ends.